a female moose around that church. And it's got beautiful stained glass windows. You can get married in that church. In the mid-90s, Pope John Paul II was in Denver, and he heard about the church. And he had his entourage come out, and he did a short sermon there, and he blessed the church, and there's a picture of him in the back of it. It's also out in Allens Park because the National Forest is what surrounds 34, 36, and Highway 7. The National Forest, or Roosevelt National Forest, is over 800,000 acres. So it's much bigger than this property, and the National Forest Roads is where we do our 4x4 off-road tours. So we take some of the old Wranglers and we do those roads. We do Ski Road and Taylor Road, and it's a fun, good time. We kind of fight over those tours because they're so much fun to do. We can do a company vehicle. We don't even do them in the Gladiators. We do them. She has 3 old Wranglers that still run that get to do the 4x4 tours, and it's so much fun. And like we're here, the restrictions, you're not allowed to take a pebble or a blade of grass. Even if an elk sheds its antlers in front of you in the park, you're not allowed to touch them. But in the National Forest, you're allowed to. They're on Taylor Road, which is a true 4x4 road. You need an all-wheel drive to get up there. You go to the top of Taylor Mountain, and there's a bed of quartz up there. Every time I'm up there, I take a little piece of quartz because I can. I collect stones. I mean, I actually, I have labradorite, moonstone, howlite on me. Right now I have amethyst in my pocket. Yeah, I'm a stone person.
Mine are all charging up on my windows.
So have you been to the Denver Fossil Mineral and Gem Show?
Yes. Oh, wait, no, not the show.
It's in September. It's at the Western Stock Auditorium and the building next door. So 2 stadiums filled with vendors and outside vendors. Thousands of vendors from all over the world. I go every year and spend way too much money. In fact, 2 of my prize pieces of possession, I have it's called Blue Amber. It looks like regular amber, but you shine a light through it, it turns deep blue. And then I also got my Ironwood hiking staff from there too. It looks like a cross between a puma and a bear on top of it, and it's ironwood, so it's like 6 pounds and 6 foot tall. I call it my whooping stick. I was looking at it, the sticker on it said $190, and it was the last day of the show when I went, and the guy's like, you know what, it's the last day of the show, I'll sell you to for half price. I pulled out my money so fast. And it has saved my behind several times on tours, not from animals, but like slipping on ice. I've been able to stab my staff through the snow and keep myself from sliding off a trail. And I know that if anything comes at me, I've got that whooping stick. And there's a few good rock shops in town. Dick's Rock Museum next to Coffee on the Rocks is an amazing spot. And have you been to Coffee on the Rocks?
No,
We'll go past it. It's next to a duck pond. So you could get coffee and breakfast burritos and get duck feed and feed the ducks during the summer.
Oh my god, they let you feed the ducks
yes.
At the rock shop, apparently.
Well, that's good. It's next to it, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, it's really, if you go to the rock shop, you should go, if you go out the back, there's a little thing with it's like $1 for some corn, and it's really cute.
And the ducks come around. Even the geese are not aggressive here.
That's shocking.
It is very shocking. Like, I've been chased by some geese back in Missouri, and here they just look at you. It's like everything's Rocky Mountain High here. Well, there's so much cool things to do around town. You got the Mustang Mountain Coaster. I've yet to do it, but I've heard it's amazing.
We did it last year. Very nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's been on my list, and I've even looked it up, and a lot of things like, okay, I need to lose weight for it. I don't have to. I can actually, my big behind can still do it. But you got the tram here. I mean, I haven't done the tram because of the price tag. It's $40 a person. And I work as hard as I do to be able to take awesome vacations every year. But during the summer, I'm doing this 6 days a week, 3 tours a day. People are like, aren't you get burned out? It's like, no, because this is my office. And as long as I get interesting people that actually converse and talk and have a good time, then it makes my job so easier. It's the people that sit there in the back all quiet. It's like, okay, they're having a good time. What's going on here? You get inside your head, and I can only BS so much. I mean,
Oh, we'll chit chat.
yeah. And so, I mean, this view right here coming down this road is just absolutely phenomenal.
This is where,
Have you hiked it all out in Wild Basin? That's Highway 7 south out of town. There's some amazing hikes out there. Some of my favorites are out there. Oozle Falls.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
It's so good. Like if I do hiking tours for the company, if I've got the time, I'm taking my guests out there and doing Calypso Cascade and Copeland Falls. That's like 3.5 miles round trip. Now during the elk rut, there's times actually in this field right ahead of us. I had the biggest concentration this season. So there was about 300 elk right here. And luckily I got here at a spot because a big truck was off the side of the road, but they weren't far enough off. So the Rangers made a move. I slipped right in, took the spot. Was able for it was during a rut tour, so we sat here for an hour just watching a 300 elk play around right here.
Yep.
It is amazing. I mean, it's one of the many things I love about living in Estes Park. And it's always something that brings me back. Unfortunately, next year I'm thinking about getting a place down in Loveland because it's cheaper. Because my sister and I are thinking about getting a 3-bedroom house, get a roommate, because I want to go somewhere else next winter and come back here. Because being a tour guide going on 5 years, I can pretty much go anywhere. New Orleans is at the top of my list. Has anybody been to New Orleans?
Yes, sir.
yeah, love it. My favorite place.
It is mine too. I went there 2 Halloweens ago for 8 days. It was amazing.
I want to go so bad.
It is. Bring your party pants because you're. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go there at the end of fall and then come back here at the end of spring. So I'll get Halloween, Mardi Gras, and St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have
Nice.
And
yes.
when I was there, I made friends with a couple of my tour guides, and one of them told me exactly what I got to do. I'm going to study all summer, pass the New Orleans tour guide test, and then go down there and do tours and rent a room and send my sister back rent money so that way I can experience it, because I fall in love with the history and the architecture and the food. Oh my gosh.
Very good.
When I did multiple tours a day with different companies, and I made sure I went out to the swamp tours and I went to the real true plantations where they talk about slavery, not just the whitewashing of look how rich we are. You know, I actually learned some stuff because my school district in Illinois was really good, but I learned a lot of stuff about the slave insurrections and stuff like that I'd never even heard of. And I made sure that I went to in Booty, Louisiana, I went to a real Cajun place where the husband's back in the kitchen and the wife's out front. You know, you good, Suge? How you need to try our white chocolate bread pudding? I was in heaven. I went to the good spots. And then did a couple of tours in New Orleans where locals take you to their favorite split places for red beans and rice and jambalaya and gumbo. So I did like the best of the best.
Yes, that's nice.
And I mean, just being able to walk the streets that the pirates walked and go to Madame Laveau's house and all that kind of stuff. And I actually have 2 Gree bags in my pocket right now, like blessing bags. They go with me everywhere. That's when people always make fun of me for cargo pants. Hey, my cargo pants hold a lot.
They're very practical.
They are.
What do you got those pants? Rocks?
Yes, I do. I got rocks. I got blessings. I got. Yeah. But no, and this year though, I went to New England for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I flew into Boston and did Boston, Salem for 3. Did
That's our next spot.
for 3. Did Acadia National Park for 3, and then Vermont, New Hampshire for 3. Then Connecticut, Rhode Island, and back out of Boston. And I just spent time on beaches, and I fell in love with the fishing villages, and once again did food tours in Boston and Salem. I mean, yeah, when I go on vacation, I do it right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How often do you go out to New Orleans?
We've been twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're going back this year.
Yeah.
Have you gone on the graveyard tour in New Orleans?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did multiple. In fact, I actually have a picture of a manifestation that I took.
Get out.
One of the cemeteries, actually the Katrina Cemetery, we were doing ones with the EMF detectors, and mine was going insane.
Really?
And I took a picture, and there's actually, you can see what looks like someone holding up their phone, but right next to them is a red manifestation. And my tour guide's like, that's one of the best ones we've ever seen. I'm like, all right. I grew up in Illinois and Missouri going ghost hunting because there's Civil War battlefields and forts in the backwoods of Illinois. So I've been doing that for my whole life.
At the Stanley Hotel, they have a good ghost
Yeah, we
tour.
went
too.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
y'all
the-
know about the Stanley, know about the Stephen King,
Yeah.
and
We didn't.
of course Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. That's the first time I had a paranormal experience was at the Stanley Hotel in the
Really?
basement with the little dum dum sucker.
Oh, okay.
They do on the tour. You go down and there's like they say there's a little kid down here and they're like, okay, if you're here, move the sucker. They put it upside down with a stick up, and I was like, okay, she's just moving, whatever. And I go down there. Everyone left. They let you go walk around by yourself for a little bit, and I went down and I did it, and I was like, okay, like if you're here or whatever, and it moved, and I was like, oh, and before I like shook my hand around, it wouldn't fall over, and I was like, put it back up, and I was like, okay, and I said it one, I said it again, it falls down, and then right when I started to say, okay, if you do it one more time, I'll give it to you, and I got to give, and it whipped it down, and I threw the sucker out of the room, and I ran out of there.
Oh yeah, it's huge. I mean, the fourth floor is insanely haunted. You have residents of children laughing and playing because that was the old servants' quarters. And I actually had a guest on here. It was her and her husband that stayed in the Stanley on the fourth floor 20 years ago, not knowing about the hauntings. So they're getting ready to go to bed, and they're hearing children running up and down the hallways. And she's getting fed up, and she was a teacher, so she got her best teacher voice ready, opened the door, and there was nobody in the hallways.
Well, me and my mom stayed on the fourth floor as well, but the only thing that we had happen was I was in the shower and I turned around and the shower door or something closed. Like it wasn't paranormal. It was me closing the door, but it squeaked and it scared me so bad that I ran out. And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, that might have been my bad."
I mean, and of course, like you know about the Dumb and Dumber tie-in and how Jim Carrey stayed in room 217, right?
And he wouldn't stay there after that.
He lasted 3 hours before getting scared and coming down in the middle of the night. He refuses to talk about what happened to this day, and has gotten up from interviews when asked. I just found out recently when they went to do Dumb and Dumber 2, he had it put in his contract he would not do anything in the Stanley Hotel.
Really?
I really want to know what scared that weird, quirky man. I mean, because he's in one of my favorite horror movies, the number 23, and he's done some spooky stuff. But yeah, he apparently he got really freaked out in that room.
Yeah. Probably say, I'm not talking.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's such a beautiful hotel built in 1909. Of course, now you got the Stanley Chocolate Factory that we passed on the way in. That was actually a building built in 1907. It was a Presbyterian church. And the chocolate there is so good, and the coffees there is good. I started doing tours for them, and then they kind of just said, well, we're slow, so we don't need you right now. So, but unfortunately, the former owner of the Stanley Hotel does not have the best reputation in town. I was told not to work for the man, and now I work for the man, technically, because I needed a second job, but once this is going to be it, because, I mean, I love doing this. And as much as I love doing the chocolate making tours, I don't need that in my diet right now. And it's phenomenal chocolate. But they're actually going to be adding a wine and chocolate tour and a bourbon and chocolate tour because they're making a bourbon basement in the Stanley Chocolate Factory. They're building a carousel next door. And the Stanley Hotel has got some cool things coming too. After he sold, he's still a part of the corporation that runs the place. So technically he's still there. He signed a $400 million deal with Blumhouse Horror Production to make a 900-seat theater on the property and a horror movie museum. That's coming by 2028.
Wow.
And right now, you can go to the Stanley Hotel and see a real dead guy, a frozen dead guy.
Where?
There's a separate building. Now, the story goes, it was 1989. There was a guy in Italy, and him and his family believed in cryogenics. They were actually in the process of starting a cryogenics facility there. But he had died from heart disease, and he got cryogenically frozen. Now, his daughter and son came over on a cargo ship with him frozen in the bottom. And they got to California, then ended up in Netherlands, outside of, an hour away from Estes Park. And the son's travel visa was temporary, so he had to go back to their home country. So their daughter goes to authorities in Iraq and was like, hey, I got my frozen dad here. What do I do with him? So they ended up building a freezer shed for the guy in the side of the mountain in Netherlands. And for years, up until a few years ago, there was what they call frozen dead guy days in the last weekend of February with coffin races and things like that. It is now at the Stanley Hotel. Now it's in the last weekend in March. And you can actually do a cryogenics tour of their now cryogenics museum, and he is there.
Oh, wow. Goodness.
So just add to the stuff at the Stanley.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to the wine bar that's still there. The original Steinway piano is in there, and it is said that Flora Stanley, the wife of Freeman Oscar Stanley, appears and plays the piano from time to time. So, and even the Historic Park Theater right next to the shop, the Big White Tower, it does ghost tours. That is the oldest operating single-screen movie theater in the country. It was opened in 1913. I actually just watched Wicked there last month.
Hey, how long did it take you to get used to riding on the mountains?
I mean, a little bit. I mean, for honestly though, I mean, I've been a driver my whole life, and the second I got my driver's license growing up in Illinois, I spent more time on the back roads than I ever did at home.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I've been, even outside of this, my friends, I'm a driver, you know. And when I first got to town, I spent a lot of time driving this park. And then a year and a half later, I became a guide, and I know these roads like the back of my hand now. Well, not gonna lie, the first time I drove Trail Ridge Road, I was just as scared as everybody else. But now I've driven that road over 1,000 times, I think close to 1,200 times. And I've driven the dirt road over 600 times, so it's not, you know, now, but still, no matter what, even now, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm still staring around the next turn, paying attention to what's lying ahead, because there's been so many times that I've almost been hit by people, even with this neon green truck.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
People, I mean,
We're looking around.
well, and you got
Out the window.
yeah, exactly, and you got double turn lanes into a lot of places in town, and I'll be in the right turn lane, and all of a sudden the person that was left of me is almost in my front end,
Oh.
and it's just crazy. And I honk, you know, but I also got to realize, wait a minute, this person might be one of the next people on my tours. Because I gotta remember, it's like, wait a minute, there's still some things I have no problem with. I actually have a megaphone with me, because if I see people too close to animals, I'll break that thing out.
Oh.
Get away from the wild animals.
Yeah.
Minimum
Yeah.
safe distance is 75 feet.
Yes.
I've actually had someone threaten to beat me up in this park for calling them out. Yep. Listen to this.
Oh.
So we were coming up the road. We were going towards Trail Ridge after leaving the waterfall, and it was just an older couple on my tour. And it was late. It was actually like early September, so the elk rut hadn't quite started yet, but there were still a lot of them, and there were people within touching distance of a group of elk, including some babies, which is very dangerous. We have a special term that we call people that get too close to the animals, that do dumb things. We call them Torons. It's actually the same thing they call people in Yellowstone that go to pet the fluffy cows, which I'll actually tell you a place around here that you can do that, but that's after this story. So we're going past the group, and we get stuck behind a car, of course, looking at the elk, and they were so close. I'm like, guys, I gotta say something, you know. So I get on. I had the headset on. Of course, everything's open back over there, so they all heard me. I'm like, everybody, you were way too close to the animals, and I made sure I maintained this tone because I'm trying to educate first.
Yes.
And I'm like, you guys are way too close to the animals. 75 feet is minimum safe distance. You should not be able to touch them, especially babies. You are not being safe. Please back away from the wild animals. I got ignored. So I was like, okay. And as I started to pull away a little bit, and I was like, you know, guys, we call people like these Torons. And that's all I said. I didn't cuss at him. I didn't say anything. I heard, what did you say? I said, you heard me. Come here and say that to my face.
Oh my God.
And I'm just laughing. He's like, it's not funny. Come here. And he's just yelling and cussing. And I'm just laughing. And I'm trying to maintain my cool because I'm not going to fight in a national park. And what I said was, it's not going to end well for you if I do. I may be a little out of practice, but for a dozen years I was a bouncer, and I've had MMA training and defensive tactics training. So I'm a little trained, not as well. I'm nowhere near an amateur or pro, but I can still handle my own. So I'm like, yeah, it's not going to end well for you if I do. And he's like, yeah, come here and find that out. Come here, just say that to my face. And I'm just laughing. And eventually we get the car in front of us fully leaves, so I'm able to leave. And he's like, yeah, that's it, roll away, you. And I'm not going to say the word he said. And we get far enough away, and I'm like, guys, what did he look like? They're like, exactly like he sounded. I'm like, so a drunk redneck. Overalls and everything.
Oh my God.
I mean, and I never got a chance to see him because he was behind the Jeep, but I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was half expecting him to be at the green Jeep shop waiting for me.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been something.
And that is the case I'd have been okay with, but not in the national park, you know?
Yeah.
I like my job. I want to keep this.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, my mom got cussed out last year. We came up and we were up on the Alpine, like we were up at, oh my God, what's the top?
Alpine Visitor Center of the Alpine Tundra. Yeah.
Yep, and we were up on the Tundra, and this woman kept going out and like walking on the Tundra.
Okay,
doing
yeah.
all the things it says down here. I mean, it's so fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was really nice. She just says, hey man, like, please don't walk on that. And she was like, it takes like, 100 years to grow back. Like, there's all the signs. And she's like, I know what I'm effing doing. Like, blah, blah, and like followed us. She was like cursing us out. We were like,
Bless your mom for sticking up, because on the places that don't have signs, you are okay, but it even says on the signs going up there, fragile ecosystem, tread lightly.
yeah.
But and where it says don't, you could actually receive several $100 fine for even stepping foot on the tundra.
Yeah.
Because she is correct, because it's
So fragile.
above 11,500 feet, the growth cycle is just a couple of months every year. So if anybody does any damage to the plant life up there, it does take dozens, if not hundreds of years to regrow.
Wow.
And you would kill the food for the animals, because there are hundreds, if not sometimes close to 1,000 elk that could be on top of the mountain at the time. So, and they're getting flowers and all kinds of green. It's lush and green from the end of June until the mid to late August on top of the mountain. It's beautiful up there. I actually had another story where people were parked on the tundra because there was a herd of elk up there. And that was no educating for me. I went to zero to get your ass off the tundra. I'm yelling, get your vehicles off the tundra. And of course, people are giving me the #1 salute. And I came back, and there's one person actually went around me, parked on the grass, and I rolled down the window and I'm like, excuse me, what are you doing? She's like, oh, there's nowhere else to park. I'm like, you can't park on the Alpine Tundra. Oh, I didn't know, but there's nowhere else to park. Then don't park.
Yeah.
Your elk picture is not worth damaging a fragile ecosystem.
Yes.
And people will understand if you pause on the road and take a couple of photos. I still do the same. Because I never get tired of seeing the animals. I can get in trouble for that, but I don't care because I like doing it too. And I want my guests to get good photos. But I'm not parking on the tundra. It is just crazy. And that's the people, those are that small percentage of people. I would say 95% of the people that come here or higher know how to respect nature and are here to behave. But you have those small percentage of people, and they're always the loudest.
Yeah.
You call them out on things and they get mean. With the dogs on trails, I try to explain people, it's like, it's for the safety of your dog.
Yeah.
Little Fifi can get eaten by half the things in this park. And, it's, all we want people to do is just to follow the rules. That's it. That's very simple.
It's tough when they're understaffed too.
And it has gotten worse and worse each year. This year with the budget cuts, they were down 25% in staff on an already strained staff every year. Last year, or the year before, surely, because we're now into 2026. I always forget that. In 2024, I would see rangers constantly. 2025, barely any. And when the people don't get checked by those people, that's when they take advantage. It's like when this road, because this corridor, this is the most popular part of the park. We're on Bear Lake Road now. The timed entry for this road during the summer is 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. And even then, there's times when we do our Bear Lake tour, we'll take our guests to Bear Lake and there's no parking. I literally have to drop my guests off and come back because there's no parking spots. And that's even with volunteers to regulate. Once there were no volunteers and no workers, people were just parking everywhere on this road. And even sometimes they get to it too late, they would just shut the road. And that happened a lot when I first moved around here because I would try to hike and I couldn't even get access to the trail I wanted to go to. But then the timed entry started and it really showed, because we still get around 4.2 million visitors to this park every year. We're the 5th most visited national park. Deer. These are called mule deers. Those are spikes. Those are actually, that's a big boy for having such a small set of antlers.
And look, they just looking like, okay.
Yeah, they're not people shy.
Yeah. They're so cute. I love the little mule deer's faces. They're so cute.
I love their ears. They're just yep. The deer and elk are not people shy, as you can see.
On the little chipmunks too. They are not shy.
Oh, they come right up to people. And it's so illegal to feed them in the park.
Oh yeah.
You can get charged with up to animal endangerment. Because if they get so used to being fed by humans, they can lose the ability to forage. That's what people don't realize. And I tell people all the time, it's like, look, I know it's adorable and I know you can do it in town and on, but you cannot do it here.
A lot of the time too with like ducks and stuff, everyone says to feed them bread, but it actually just fills up their stomach.
No.
And then it's real bad for them.
I heard bread is so good.
No, and people try to feed them like Cheetos and human food. It's like they're not supposed to eat this. We're not supposed to eat this processed stuff, let alone, these animals. And like marmots. Marmots look like big beavers. They are above like 10,000 feet. And I'll see, like, there was one time I was driving up the dirt road, get up there, someone had thrown one of those disgusting Walmart sugar cookies with the icing on there. And the thing was in the middle of the road just munching because it was probably the first time I'd ever tasted sugar.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, and most of the time they'll move out the way. That thing was not moving until it finished that cookie. And those marmots and pika and ground squirrels, chipmunks will come right up to you. I even had one crawl in my pocket before.
Wow.
Knows where the snacks are.
Yes. The first time I did Gem Lake, I actually had one crawl in my bag to get my trail mix.
There's no snacks in here, only rocks.
Only rocks.
Now they're both because people do, and I that is one thing I will never hesitate. It's like, do not feed that animal.
Oh yeah.
At Rainbow Curve, there's signs there, and there's chipmunks and ground squirrels there everywhere, and people will be hand feeding them next to signs that says not to.
Well, a month ago I was up at Rainbow Curve and I was like, why are there like 50 magpies, the birds, like sitting there? All of a sudden I looked and there's a woman, she opens her car door again, she just has a whole hand of Doritos and is hand feeding them, and I was like, oh man, we're not really supposed to feed the birds.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
That's the magpie.
I had the black bird with the long tail. That's a magpie.
The iridescent feathers.
Yes, love those birds. They're very food aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah, they
They're about like seagulls. Now my favorite bird in the park is the Stellar Jay. That's like I call it a punk rock blue jay. It's black up top with a crown, but I call it a mohawk and deep blue in the backside. It's so gorgeous. You'll see them a lot around this area that we're actually going to. Anytime I do a hike around there or just anywhere around this road, there's always Stellar Jays around. They don't sit still for very long though, so it's hard to get a photo of them. Yeah, it's there's because I'll get up the Rainbow Curve with the group and I'll be educating them and seeing people feeding them, so I'll immediately go, yeah guys, it is illegal to feed the animals. You can get a massive fine. And I had one dad dad who was just staring at me, and I just looked at him and said, well, don't let your kids do illegal things because they're not the ones that are going to get the fine if you get caught. There's plenty of places around here where you can feed the animals. That leads me back to what I was talking about with the bison.
Okay.
One of the coolest things I've done in a long time. It's right at the border of Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yes,
It's called the
we did.
Terry Bison Ranch.
Oh, we went yesterday.
Oh, really?
You did it?
Yes.
Yeah, we did
Nice.
awesome.
It is the coolest thing. You get a train ride around the property for $20, and for $10 you get a bag of bison snacks.
Yes.
And the bison know train means food. And they come running.
They come running, yes.
Oh my god.
And you get to hand feed the bison from the train.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And they got this one huge bison named
Oh, Charlie
Charlie
Brown.
Brown. Oh my God. Charlie Brown. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
He came running, and the whole herd just came running, the babies and everything.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And on the property, they got llamas and emus and goats and peacocks, and even a couple of baby bison in the pens. And my sister and I will spend like 30 minutes petting the baby bison. It's now I will 100% say the next time I'm dating, as soon as she gets comfortable enough for a road trip, we're going to a date at that place because it is so cool.
Nice. Yes, nice.
And I mean, Cheyenne and Wyoming's such a good state to explore too. I mean, there's a restaurant in between Cheyenne and Laramie, because my first time out there, I went to Medicine Bow National Forest on a very good hike, and I stopped at a place called the Bunkhouse Bar and Grill, completely made out of wood. All the chandeliers are antlers. There's a chair made out of moose. One of the best prime ribs I've ever had in my life at that restaurant. And every time I go out there, I make sure, because that's probably the best restaurant around, because it's far as like there's some other stuff, but I wanted something authentically Wyoming, and it nailed it.
Yeah, I wanted that oyster.
You want Rocky Mountain oyster?
Yeah, I wanted to, but I can't because of the name, because what it is.
Yeah, if you can get past what it is, it's delicious. I've had it.
Great protein.
Hey, it's just deep fried meat.
I want to try it. Yeah.
You don't know what they are?
Oh no, I remember.
Okay. I was gonna say they're good. You just gotta get past what they are.
Yep.
And Lonigan's Irish Pub sells them in town. That's the first place I had them. The Irish Pub, Lonigan's Irish Pub. It's right next to the shop.
Okay.
Their food is really good, and yeah, and they got a spicy ranch with it, so it's really good. But you just got to get past what they are. I had a group my first year here. They were doing a Grand Lake tour, which is a 7-hour tour, which we go up and over the mountain, but the mountain was closed that day because of snow, because it was in late September. So I took them around, which is 3.5-hour drive. And they were my only tour, and they were a corporate group. They had paid a bunch of money, so I was like, you know what, I got you. So we went around, and we were going through a mountain town, and there was a dispensary, and they're like, hey, none of us have ever done weed. We're in Colorado, can we stop? I'm like, sure, you can't smoke on the Jeep, but they got edibles. So they popped them all, and they were having a good time. And there was one woman riding in this inside, and she was passed out by the time we got to the town. And there's a great restaurant, a barbecue restaurant on the other side called Sage Rush Barbecue. Really good menu. And they invited me, like, since you went out of your way for us, we'll buy you lunch.
Nice.
So I'm like, hey, great. So we sit down, and the woman was like, hey, Rocky Mountain oysters. I love oysters. The guy next to me elbows me. He's like, she doesn't know what they are. She's been talking about Rocky Mountain oysters.
Don't say anything.
Exactly. He's like, if let her order them and try one, then we'll let you tell her. I'm like, all right, great. So she orders them, takes a bite. She's like, wow, these are good. And now, so then they're like, hey, now you can tell her. Tell me what? Oh my God, she cussed out the table. And then she kept on eating them, and just was like, man, but you guys. And I get a lot of groups that'll go to Lonigan's afterwards just to make their kids try them.
I must feel like it's more off-putting to eat like a regular oyster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just because of what it is, that it's not even it's not slimy like a normal oyster. It's just chewy and deep fried. I mean, it looks like a big sliced fried pickle.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
had
do
it?
they slice them?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
at least around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not eating them whole.
I was like, I thought it was like a meatball.
No.
That's how I've always
Now
pictured
there are
it.
places that do Rocky Mountain Oyster festivals what they call them, testicle festivals, and they do serve them sometimes whole.
No. Oh my goodness.
Yep. I couldn't do that. I mean, no.
Yeah.
I'm adventurous. I've eaten shark. I've eaten gator.
Wow.
Now, this is my favorite trailhead right here. As you can see, even this time of year, it is pretty much full.
Yes.
Actually, it is full.
Yes.
The last time I did a hike off of this one, I got into the park at 4:30 before the timed entry. Got to this parking spot at 4:45. Got the second to last parking spot.
Wow.
That was the last time that I did Sky Pond, which is 9.2 miles around. Beautiful hike. Alberta Falls, half a mile in, is actually frozen solid this time of year. The first time I did Loch Vale in the wintertime, which is 5.5 miles into the Sky Pond hike, I did that, walked across the frozen lake for a bit, went back and ended up missing the main trail and ended up going on to the what they call the winter trail, which is the frozen stream that leads to Alberta Falls. I didn't realize it till I heard it running underneath me. And I ended up hiking it all the way to the waterfall and sliding down the waterfall. I love the winter hikes here because there's so many less people on the hikes. Today is actually the perfect hiking day.
No.
It's above freezing. Well, right now it's 30, but no active snow and the wind's not bad. Those
Sun
are,
shining.
yeah, exactly. Those are my 3 rules during the winter if I want to hike. Has to be above freezing, no strong winds, and no, like, it can't be a blizzard. I don't mind a little snow. But here off of Bear Lake where we're going to, there's Nymph, Dream, and Emerald. There's Lake Hiaha. There's Flat Top Mountain. You can actually, yep, unfortunately. So we're going to have to wait till we get a little bit further ahead and turn around and go back to Spring. Because this is going to take us a long time to get into this parking lot. I was hoping that it would be like this today. Didn't work out.
Holiday weekend.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh,
I bet.
yeah, it
Couple
is.
extra
Yeah.
people here.
Yeah.
Holiday weekend, yes.
Oh, I forget that. Yeah.
Oh,
This is a shame.
Hey, we got a pretty darn good view behind us.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It is.
And you're
It's
actually,
beautiful.
if you can find it, you can actually locate frozen Alberta Falls amongst the green behind you.
Hi, people.
We're playing Ice Fun.
Which one is it? Is it that?
It's one of the strips of white. I mean, it's
Okay.
kind of hard for me to point out right
No,
now.
no, you're okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine that's
Thank you.
Yeah, apparently it's just so.
Yeah. I bet there's someone waiting.